question. It's your good old buddy Brooks checking in. Who uses Slit line? Slit line Extreme from Exped. Well, you buy it. It has a couple of these little toggles. Sometimes it doesn't. There's some kinds with like a hammock strap in. I just have it, it's kind of a multi-use cordage. I just have it kind of hanging out. This is the leftovers on my suspension. Oftentimes I have a bit left over. I keep them long for a big tree. Lately, this is my most recent thing that came a couple days ago. It's this lightweight daisy chain strapping where even these toggles will fit into it, because it's like the loops on this common strap are much bigger than this. Even these toggles will hold. I don't advise it if you don't feel comfortable, but it's the idea that if you end up in a situation between really small trees, you don't have to wrap that a bunch of times, which I think it causes more damage to the tree, because when I get into that hammock, it wants to pull it. It wants to spin that around the bark. I mean, yeah, you could have it perfect, but the other thing is you cannot move that easy. This you can. I can, with one finger, move it up and down the height of my hammock. And if my hammock comes up and I'm all out of strap, like this, the whole thing is slotted. Slot, slot, slot. So here, I could not take this hammock and clip it here because there's no loops in the strap. I would have to just keep wrapping and wrapping around the tree. Here, or just do some other things like suspend it. There's ways you can do this. You can just, wrap it around and through a loop itself. I get you. But it's just something simple. I really kind of feel like we're going to test this, but I feel like I'm really going to like this lightweight strap. I could have 3 feet of it here, a meter, and that'll go around a lot of trees. And if I'm too close to the tree, I can take the hammock and I can still have it work. I can hook it right up to the tree, So that's just what I'm up to. It really packs small. I mean, easily 2 of them right in my hand. Just wad up the strap and wrap the string around it, the slit line. I don't see a lot of slit line around. This is actually, the slit line comes with toggles, and I cut this one in half and got 2. I see big rolls of it in Europe and different things, but it's getting more and more rare in the States here. But anyway, beautiful day out here on the Illinois River. They've been doing a lot over the last decades to clean it up, but I'm happy. I definitely encourage getting involved with, or at least making a tiny donation to a local water conservation, or any conservation. I mean, I guess it's about everybody kind of participating. I've been seeing it's near an Earth Day. But yeah, I mean, very good. I can use anything almost in these, and a lot of the issue was some of these you couldn't, this toggle will even strap into this. In the cold, it's kind of nice to... Oh, there's other things. Some of these slit lines, I have another better slit line. This is kind of my practice one. This one has smaller holes, so when I have something like my main ultralight hammock here, I do have a little more challenge with wider things like the button as opposed to the toggle. My other slit line has bigger holes, so I don't know. Just maybe when I got them, or who knows what. Somebody's bad day didn't want to give me very big holes on this slit line. You can see you can use it for a lot of things, You can take your leftovers, and make a, clothesline for your clothes. Or if I took what I did before I had these hammocks with the ridge built in, I would just link the split lines together. And I still do sometimes. You can obviously droop clothes or whatever, but you can hang your radio, your stuff sack for a peak bag, or just make it the actual ridge line, like in this green hammock, or the black one here, or brown, or whatever, gray, I guess, charcoal gray. You can take the remainder of that slit line and hook it through itself like it goes, And now you have a ridge line in place, you know, if you can see that. A lot of people are like, your ridge line is loose or whatever, and I'm just like, well, it's just hanging out there. Most of my life I didn't use a ridge line, but I'm seeing their purpose. Like in this, this is a Warbonnet Colorado Blackbird, you know, so it stakes back here, and the net has an area for stakes here. I don't really know fully what they mean when you're gonna, you know, maybe I'd rather come around with the line. I don't carry too many lines, but I think for this hammock, maybe a few elastic shot cords. I think mainly I'll probably be lazy and just not pull anything out. But it does suck when the net's like right in your face. Not as bad on this hammock. It's pretty good. But in general, you know, it's nice they give you provisions to kind of pull it out, keep the bugs off you, keep the net off your face. But I won't do a whole review. These are common hammocks. This is, I guess, evidently a well sought after model I got off Ryan Dye of Dead Man's Adventures. And, you know, the one thing came up was here in the brain, and we figured all that out. You got to have a tight connection here. You got to have this buttoned into something. And there you go. I won't bother you too much on this. I think it's going to be a great bike packing hammock. It's one of the more comfortable ones. I'm trying to get away from the pads that I've ever laid in with no pad. This Grand Trunk isn't bad either, but I see people's point about the bigger hammocks. If you don't want a pad, you're just using an underquilt, go with the bigger hammock.